Here in Alamance County, church is at the forefront of the community. But for one man, his faith is more than just a Sunday service.
My name is Alex Mebane, and I am currently the area director for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes here in the area. When I was a senior in high school, I went to an FCA event, Fellowship of Christian Athletes event. I was an athlete here locally at Williams High School. I was invited by a coach to attend. I only went because I wanted to shake a guy's hand who had a Super Bowl ring and see the ring, but I never understood what it meant to actually have a relationship with a God who I couldn't see or touch. And so that night, God spoke through him to make what we call the gospel, the good news, that I can be born again and have life. Not just now, but forever. It made sense to me for the first time, and I made that commitment in 1979, and I've been growing, and I'm still growing and seeking God in my faith. I was born and raised in Burlington, right here beside Elon. Lived here my whole life, like I said. I played sports through high school, played football at North Carolina back in the late 70s and early 80s. I then coached for 34 years in 7 different towns all across the state. And when it came time to retire, I wanted to come back to Burlington and was led by God to give back, much the same way that my coach did in high school. Wanted to give back, not just on the field, but also in the community and in life by sharing Christ with people.
The way that he loves the Lord and the way that he promotes the gospel in and throughout Alamance County and around the world is such a great encouragement to me. I'm personally really thankful for Alex and the way that he creates opportunities for the gospel to be shared, whether it's at the university level, whether it's the high school level, whether it is the middle school level, so that people like myself, local pastors, can join FCA as a character coach and minister the gospel to people who may not have otherwise heard.
Last year, countless homes throughout Western Carolina were ravished by Hurricane Helene. Mebane, through his ministries, was called by Christ to help make a difference.
God put it on my heart to be obedient to 1 John 2, verses 15 through 17. Basically, paraphrase, it says, look, if you got the world's goods, if you have means and there are people in need and you don't help them, then don't even think you have the love of God in you. You don't. It's pretty straightforward. I went up as the delivery person multiple times. Started developing relationships. Then as winter approached, it became more to, all right, what are some longer term, more sustaining things? They asked us to adopt a particular family. Multiple athletes went up and literally rolled up their sleeves and went to work handing out food and working on this yard and this house that the Hobson family was rebuilding. And so we were literally able to connect with these people, not just hear something, but hey, how can we help you? So I would get a weekly spreadsheet. Hey, here's where we're at. Here's how much money we got to pay the builder. So for a while, we were sending the money to the building supply company, and then it changed to some other things. But basically, in particular, what we did is we, along with others, we weren't the only ones doing this, raised $13 million. Now, we were only about 150,000 of that. I say only. That's huge. But that's, again, what God does. He takes what we're willing to give and he multiplies it and provides. And all of our proceeds that were collected ended up going to the Hobson family. We also, I didn't mention, we also kind of adopted the sports teams through the FCA at Mountain Heritage High School. There are people up there in the mountains who now follow Elon's athletes and the teams because they saw the Elon up there. And that really meant something to them. So it was, as God always does, when we're obedient to his word, he does use that to bless others, but he turns it around and it blesses us as well. So that's the best thing about that.
Until next time, I'm Caden Strickland, reporting from Elon University.